Hello, sorry, can you hear me now?
Yep. Say hi to the people, JD.
And hello, everyone, and welcome. To answer your early question, I am doing well, and I would ask you how you're doing, except based on what you've said, I'm assuming you've been a little bit better, but hopefully you can recover from that.
Yeah, hard locking is not a very good thing to do in a video game, or so I'm told.
I actually didn't see the race, but I'm sorry to hear about that.
Yeah, it happens. So there were a few pretty good setups for starters in this mode. We see Malmo just go straight to Sahasrara. She's looking for bombs to try going to Kakariko. BDI, on the other hand, is setting up a front-facing swim clip to get into Ice Palace without bombs.
Yeah, this Ice Rod Cave opener seems a little bit odd for HMG. And just because you're not gonna have money for Zora, which is something you would be less likely to want to skip, I would think, versus a no logic seed.
Yeah, so there is an opportunity to clean it up after you do your mountain trip. So you, instead of going to Spiral Cave, you just clip down to Zora if you have the money. But some people just do this for early divergence. I know I used that as my opener because I knew that Doomtap was going to attack the mountain right away. So I just tried to get some divergence going.
Just bombs on the Lumberjack. That is some very good news for Malmo. Definitely don't want to have to do Aghanim if we don't have to.
Yeah, and that check is the only reason to ever do Aga 1 in this mode, so good to just spy it and then write that off entirely. Alright, so it looks like Malmo has not found bombs in any of the checks that she's done, so I think she might just bonk a couple from the rocks. No, just going back. Alright, going up the mountain without bombs.
I mean, and this makes sense because you're gonna do this at some point anyway.
Yeah, a lot of the times after you save and quit, you're gonna end up on the mountain. So getting this old man rescue in early is very, very important in HMG.
Yeah, in glitched modes, we often think of the mountain as kind of like the center of the world, even though it's at the top. Not just because it's easy to access so many places from the mountain. And it
Yeah,
may
it
be
really
our
is
Dark
just
World access for a while, like once we think about starting to go in the Dark World.
yeah, and because of that, Moon Pearl has extra significance in this mode as well. So so the early game is definitely a race to the Moon Pearl, and then it's the normal rando thing of, you know, go. Now, speaking of, all right, now go find your items.
Not even in pod. Are you sure this is HMG?
Yeah, it's only pod 98% of the time. We seem to have just gotten a weird one.
Yeah. Well, I'm only joking, of course. There are a lot of places it can be in this mode, which is kind of interesting. You know, it could even be in like Turtle Rock, Skullwoods, Village of Outcasts, a variety of slightly abnormal places compared to a regular rando.
BDI doing a bit of an alternate path to the mountain than what Malmo did, but seems to have done it fairly well. Looks like he wants
And
that
getting
boomerang.
rewarded with the boomerang, yeah, because normally you wouldn't come up this way if you don't have something to hit switches with.
Alright, Malmo delaying the Dark World, at least temporarily, and make good use of that bee friend. Get rid of
Yeah, I
these
mean the Dark
worms.
World kind of sucks with 5 hearts and no sword. Or only weapon is Burna and bombs.
Yeah, and you've got a nice dense check here to get like basically anything. Yes, we've befriended a bee friend. Almost not
And mini
looking at
bulldog cave.
bears, so might as well just look at bees instead.
Yeah, I guess that's true. The bee was our other weapon, aside from Burna and bombs, so... was slightly incorrect. I wonder which one of them is going to go to town first. Sometimes it's quite a long time before anyone goes there in glitched modes. She already has the bottle for Sick Kid.
And for some reason, I find that right-facing swim clips are more difficult than left-facing. I don't know why. They're the exact same movements, just on the other side.
I actually agree with that. The optimal all bosses route does a left front-facing swim clip, and I find it easier than the rando, like going to Ice Rod Cave thing, personally.
Meanwhile, BDI dying to cabbages, but I think he was in glitch jail anyway, so it might have been something in disguise.
Yeah, I mean, Death Mountain, living up to the name. It happens.
So an interesting thing I saw Malmo do was, bomb the ledge, farm the bombs, and then like go out and then farm more bombs before even checking the graveyard ledge, which I think is kind of a smart thing to do.
Yeah, I think it saves a little bit of time if you do it that way.
Yeah, because you're coming back in at least once anyway, so might as well be able to get the dash out after you get the item.
Alright, just a heart piece on Zora, so no punish for BDI skipping out on that.
BTI going to the Houlihan room. Even though he's already got 700, I don't know. If you want to go to Link's house, I would probably just not pick up the rupees, because you have plenty.
It might have been just a muscle memory thing. And then realizing I don't need those rupees. Malmo is gonna break down and see what's in town today.
Yeah, I think mostly she wants, like, health, or at least a sword, to go into the Dark World and look for progression. Alright, Blue Mail will help.
Yeah, I mean, we have literally nothing offensively other than bombs. Okay, never mind, we have a hammer.
There's a
That's
hammer.
very helpful.
Yeah, just kind of following in Malmo's tracks here.
Honestly, quite a blessing to get an early hammer in this mode, because hammer doesn't really lock that much of the game. It locks a couple things in Ice Palace, and it locks, like, the Thieves' Town big chest, and, parts, just the boss in Pod.
Yeah, it also locks the hammer peg check, but that's kind of an awkward check in this mode that you kind of never want to see. Alright, Malmo did find a sword, which is kind of what she came to town to look for, so I would expect her to make her way into the dark world after this. Not like she has a ton left in the light world. Oh yeah, same with Mimic Cave. That's a good point.
Yeah, it's mostly GT that the hammer locks for potential checks. But I've seen a lot of HMG seeds with a go mode hammer. At least I
Yeah.
used to.
Fire
Nice
rod
fire
on
rod on sick.
Yeah, I don't know how nice that is, because that means that Skullwood's boss is available. I guess 8 hearts and blue mail is kind of the threshold that you don't really feel nervous fighting Moth anymore. But Malmo does
a
need a
fight like
bit of
that,
magic.
it's kind of an RNG fight with the spike mechanic. But, yeah, honestly.
Malmo not interested in Desert Palace. Or maybe just
You
wants to check the shovel first.
Yeah, having fire already and it being a non-key sanity. Nice fencing, by the way. Yeah, you totally could do desert first and then do the overworld, but this way works too.
Yeah, escaping from desert over here is not as easy. Plus, like, without a glove, if you go beat Landmo, then you're kind of just stuck.
Right. Of course, my mistake. Yeah, you're not getting out without a flute or without a glove.
Yeah, I would expect Malmo to bomb clip here, though, up to Landmo. Yeah, finding another male, and I think an ice rod over in Paradox Cave. I think that's about it.
No ice rod hunt for these two. Because Malmo's, of course, going to do that. It's a very dense location.
Yeah, I guess my question is, does she go do that now, or does she go and try to clear West Dark World first and try to greed Paradox Cave with the mirror?
Yeah, that's an interesting point. You could put it off. Try to combine it with the Dark World Death Mountain.
You're never putting it off too long, but you do already have one Light World pendant that you know about, and I mean, you're not going to know the other pendants until you warp and try to do a DMD. So, yeah, interesting decision point here. Ooh, a blue bottle. That's almost as good as a flute.
A one-time use flute, assuming you don't screw it up. Or in this case, I mean, fighting. I mean, surely she could get full magic before the boss, but if nothing else, I don't know. But sometimes potions are just good for their intended effect as well.
True. I don't think she would do it here necessarily. I mean, with hammer, it's not that slow to just hammer them down.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Now she does have a mushroom in hand, so maybe is planning on using the blue and going and buying more later. She has approximately 1,000,000 rupees.
Not as approximately as BDI, though. Very wealthy runners today. Though I am curious what strat she wants to do. I guess she's gonna kind of have to use the hammer because it's not enough to fire out all three of them.
Yeah, just get the extra magic that gets your lamps lit, and then she'll have 3 fire rod shots here. We should have 3 fire rod shots. I think you want to kind of spread the love if you only have 3 fire rod shots, because now she's not going to be able to menu to hammer for a while.
And if you get really lucky, you can get like a 2-for-1 shot, but obviously RNG dependent on if they line up for you.
Alright. That wasn't too slow.
First crystal on the board at 17 minutes. Not bad.
Yeah, you love to see that.
Although, I missed the hook shot on BDI's side. Was that on the mountain as well?
It must have been. I think that's the only thing that Malmo hasn't checked that BDI has. Malmo going to the mountain, we'll see shortly. Oh, a little too high.
So, yep.
Oh no. I don't think she got the key. I don't think so.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think that works, but
no, that glitch does not work on. I don't think it works on spiral staircases, but even if it did, it needed to be a lot closer for it to work.
Alright, making
She's
the
just
decision
running
to
out.
ignore the basement. Very sensible, honestly.
Yeah,
No guarantee that there's anything there.
Yeah, there's not even a guarantee that big key is there, and like you definitely want that small key for swamp shenanigans later on. Like she's gonna head over to that paradox cave check. Past the signpost with all the past winners on it. Interesting. It looked like she was maybe trying to. I don't know. I don't see why she would do that, but it looked like she was headed toward the TR warp. And then got deadrocked away. Oh, BDI with the successful return to K45. Yeah, I like this little sequence that BDI just did. Just desert into the K45 and the shovel, and now I guess is going back for Agina. Now going back to... Okay. He didn't kill Landmo, that's what it is.
Yeah, the shovel always kind of makes that route awkward, but you would rather get it out of the way than not.
Yeah, shovel makes the opener kind of awkward and no glitches as well, so it just adds a rather long run that you would like to skip, but it's probably not in your best interest to do so. Dusting off the grimoire for this ancient tech.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this before, and I'm a very vocal supporter of always doing the boots Harapot if you have boots. But at least she doesn't risk blowing the key this way. Okay, nice fight. Or both, actually. The key on the boss, oh. Do you think about dropping or... Yeah, because I don't think we saw both items. I could be wrong, but sometimes when that happens, when the big key's on the boss, you would just fall in the hole so you could check the big chest and then come back for the prize. Yeah, so Green Pendant Thieves is kind of unfortunate, because... I don't know, because it's just like one of the freer dungeons. I say that and I actually have no idea what people are wanting for crystals and pendants. I haven't played this mode in quite a while, but...
Yeah, yeah, so big key on the boss, like, you can still drop from that. Ooh, nice mirror. You can drop and check the big chest, but, like... Yeah, I think Mr. Buyer in chat is right. You just, like, leave. You'll be back at some point. Like, you go through Harrow way more often than any other underworld cave. Okay, BDI shows that it's a compass, so I think that means there's an item in the basement.
Yeah, I think there has to be. So we got small key map in the first two, if I recall correctly.
Well, if it wasn't a coin toss, I don't think BDI would have fallen down. Okay, well...
I was missing an opportunity to do a Mr. Buyer special and fake flute out of catfish.
Wouldn't that be a right side fake flute, though?
You could do, like, north-south, either way.
Oh, I see. I see.
And then you don't have to do this while the guy is shooting at you, although... I don't want to, like, rag on her, but that was uncharacteristically slow teleporting from Malmo. She's usually extremely fast. Okay, it's turning into mushroom. Okay, that makes sense. Why you would not abandon this area.
Well, BDI into GT, which is usually my preferred thing to do when you can do, like, even if I can only do the front three, like, it always seems like there's something in here at least.
Yeah, GT is extremely awkward in this mode because if you try to put it off, that usually means that your hammer or your Samaria is going to be in one of those front three, which you would have wanted before going there, but sometimes it's just a waste of time if you go early. You never know.
Not the bees. I'm getting a bunch of bees to flute over to Kakariko. Oh, and now we're in
That was a nice sword for BDI in the stealth house room.
Fake World. Love Fake World.
It's not actually Fake World though, it's just the game gives you the light world. Well, okay, so you start in the fake light world, but then you transition to real dark world with the light world tile set. I had to explain that as correctly as I know how. So we get the weird, like, tree palette. And back to normal. Another sword, GT?
Another sword. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's the question I was gonna ask. Does Speedy I go to Ice Armos with no bow? And it looks like the answer is yes. I guess Burna and Half Magic makes it not terrible.
Oh yeah, it's 100% fine with that. Well, this Pendant Thieves plays, I feel like it could be kind of a divisive thing in this mode, because you could do the front four, because yeah, you're right here, but if something's in the back, you're not gonna get it for like a very long time, so some people might just opt to skip the entire dungeon. Or not, I'm just, you know, just a theory.
Yeah, this being a pendant, I feel like she probably has better things to do, but it is specifically the green pendant. And this is no easier to make a decision in this mode than in No Glitches. Like, yeah, it takes a long to do this, but it's 5 items, so you can't ignore it forever.
Well, she's doing the third option. Like I was saying, you either skip everything or just do the front. She's doing the whole thing, which is not what I expected.
Yeah, so I think that's a relic of, oh no, BDI. No. Well,
that's a bit unfortunate.
Unfortunate. Yeah, so back to what I was saying. If Thieves Town is specifically the green pendant, the popular play in both HMG and No Glitches is to just clear the whole thing, because that introducing that 5th item just makes it so, as especially if you have the hammer and you can just do it all in one shot. But it is a big time investment, so it is a risk, but it usually pays off at least somewhat.
Yeah, so we saw a book in the front, which, you know, who knows what the value of that is. This could be just a defensive play, like she's thinking, you know, she's a veteran, she's gonna out-execute her opponent. Just better safe than sorry.
So BDI tried to do a DMD on the right side. Is that something you can do? Usually I just do it on the left side, like I'm like I'm running RMG.
I actually missed it. Was it in like the same screen as normal, but just on the right side?
Yeah, on kind of a right side slope instead of a left. It looked like he
Uh,
soft blocked, that's why I was wondering if it was even possible.
I'm actually not sure about that.
Yeah, see, that's the one I'm more used to, the left side one. Could be that he just forgot to know which slope you need to be on, which I do about 15 times a seed.
Yeah, Mr. Byers saying this is a seed for basement clip, and yeah,
Yeah,
I could agree with that because we have a pendant eastern. Um, I mean, GT would still suck if you have to do a mimic clip, but we don't need the bow for this seed. And we already have the lamp and the hammer. Not that you need the hammer to basement clip, but we do need the hammer to beat the seed because of Ice Palace.
yeah, and another thing you don't need for basement clip, but really want is Samaria, for sure. That's a fun little way of getting to hammer pegs.
Yeah, that's actually not that old of a discovery. I believe that was Dawn Vinner. And only having the shorty sword, we need to bomb the bush to get out of here.
Yeah. Good escape. I actually learned that escape for no glitches cross keys, and good to know that it's applicable somewhere else too.
Oh yeah, it's definitely good to know. Like, it's not like super common, but it does come up for sure.
Yeah, and it's a lot better just than an extra save and quit, which will take you off of your path. Especially because you don't have a glove. Like, it takes a long time to get back here. See if she can beat the timer. Got there.
Yep.
Alright, let's see if BDI decides to do the same thing in the same position here. Yep, looks like he's headed to the back.
Well, for him it makes more sense because he doesn't have the mirror, so it sucks walking out because we can't death warp in a glitches seed like without getting fake world. But yeah, it is unfortunate though because this is gonna be yeah, I mean, if nothing's on the green pendant, it's just gonna be a time sink.
Well, I mean, running out through the front is actually faster for him than death warping right now, because he would need to take 10 hits to death warp. At least on Zazax.
Well, I mean, Malmo came here with the mirror, is more
Right.
what I meant. So she could have had the easy out.
Ah, Glove on Bombos tablets. Okay, interesting.
Wait,
There
I'm
is
sorry,
only
what was on Bombo's
so there's
tablet?
so there's a Glove on Bombos tablet, which we know that Malmo would probably need to go into GT for, unless she somehow finds the fourth sword in here.
And that glove is fully in logic, because because the first sword requires only the hammer and hook shot, like no keys or nothing from the right side. And a bow in Hype Cave, interesting.
I wonder if that's gonna send her toward GT, or if she wants Samaria first.
Personally, I'd hold out on GT. Like, probably go for Pod, because it's another dense area and it is a crystal. And you might get Samaria. But, yeah, I mean, you never know. Until after the fact. Like, Samaria could have been, like, behind Ice Armos, but we don't know.
That was a fun little treadmill to get into the swim position for Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, I never could get that to work. That's another relatively recent thing as well. They call it the zero
There's
mid.
there's the other gloves.
Alright, well, we can just leave those mitts.
So,
We don't need them.
Ether Samaria go?
Logically,
Malmo?
they want us to have the mitts. From my understanding, how they changed the logic, now mitts are required for Ice Palace, but technically,
Yeah.
maybe we don't need them.
But yeah, logically we need them, but realistically we don't. Well, unless something else is behind a midslock check, like blacksmith or something.
Yeah, that does seem to be correct. Either Samaria.
Which I guess even the blacksmith isn't hardlocked by the bitch. It just really sucks to do without the bit.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah, you can definitely get that in a number of ways, but two of them are even legal in this mode.
Yeah, but like the one way that is legal, you would almost rather just go find your other two swords before even attempting it. I think it takes a minimum of 5 warps to get in there.
Oh, you're talking about the mirror jump. No, there are 2 ways that are much faster. Still not fast, but much faster than that. I don't know, the overworld YBA is not that bad if you set it up quickly. Then there's also the DMD. It's a long DMD, but still, man, that mirror jump is obscure. I'm surprised that you know about that. That's really old. And we are getting that pod play from Malmo, like I was saying would have been my next move.
Now, are you still interested in basement clip if you have a bow? Like, I don't ever plan on learning basement clip. I just would like to know for commentary.
Oh, you're asking me personally? Oh, I would advise against unless you're like a Doom Tap or like a Crithel. I would advise against doing basement clip in rando unless you're doing it to skip an item, because if that's your alternative to searching for a go mode item, then you're saving who knows how much time. But otherwise, I personally wouldn't go for it, even though I do have it in my AD PB, but that's, it's a different context.
Mr. Buyer says, attempt it if you're already in the back of pod, otherwise no.
It is true that you could route the dungeon in a specific way so that you end up there, and the thing is though, well, it's a bit different, vanilla versus rando, but you gotta be pretty quick to save time on it, though. Like, I think you have more of a buffer before you lose time in rando, because vanilla doesn't, like, full clear the dungeon, quote-unquote, but, you're pretty much on the clock. You would really want a sub-90 second basement clip, which is, like I said, if you're like a Doom Tap or a Crithel, that's no problem, but most people haven't, like, grinded the trick like that extensively.
Alright, PDI getting his nits, I believe, from Pyramid Fairy. Or did he not check Almost Tablet?
Did not have the book or the mirror when was over there. Well, he has the book now, but didn't have the mirror.
Yeah, well, mirror isn't. Mirror is only really a convenience item for Bombo's tablet in this mode.
Well, I'm just saying he's been in the Dark World this whole time, though.
Yeah. Definitely don't want to flip worlds when you're halfway through your loop and your only access is back through the mountain.
Also going to Pod.
I did not know that setup worked for Kiki Gate. I thought you had to be further. Probably just better to be further back because it's faster, right? You start dashing earlier.
Yeah, it's somewhat lenient. I used to think it was more precise than it was, but yeah, if you are gonna do the dash, yeah, you definitely want to start it like right away.
Yeah, there's several pixels that work, but if you find yourself like on one of the in-between pixels, it can do some funny things, and it never really, at least in my experience, like as long as you don't go super crazy with it, you don't get knocked out of the Kiki and you can just try it again.
Oh, it's salvageable. It's like regardless of how you end up, it's just like you have to know that, like you have to realize like where you actually are on the map at that point. But it takes getting used to, and most people, you either don't mess it up so you never have to learn the correction, or you just eventually learn it from making a mistake. But another thing is some people that I've seen lately that no one used to do is that you can just keep tapping left to get the splash as well. You don't have to dash.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of tapping left. Like even when I have to pump to the left, it's kind of terrible.
Oh yeah, I don't.
But I'll
I
look
was just
into
saying it is a thing that you can do. I just think it's interesting how we're still like discovering other ways of doing the same thing, even though it's definitely not new anymore.
You could say the same thing about pretty much anything. We're still finding new ways to do screens in the non-glitch modes as well, even though we've done them thousands of times.
That's totally fair. I just wasn't paying attention to that.
Alright, another crystal on the board for Malmo, who, despite the sword disadvantage, seems to be pulling away a little bit.
Yeah, for the sake of the race, I am hoping that there was nothing important behind Ice Armos.
Yeah, for sure. BDI did pick up Ether somewhere. Where was that? That is required for Meyer.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't. I'm sorry, I don't remember. I missed it. Yeah, someone checks asking a question, chat. I really don't know the non-key sanity key logic But Mr. Buyer is saying that we know that we don't need to do the Harless Hellway.
Well, he was talking about Arena Ledge, but
Oh.
and
Oh.
outside of Key Sanity, there's always 4 small keys in the first 6 chests of Pod. And because we do the Kiki skip and we get 1 key door deleted for free, we only ever need to collect 3. So if we've already found 2 non-dungeon items, or 2 non-small keys, I mean, in the first 6 chests, then we know the rest are small keys and that we can skip a good bit of the rest.
Right.
We only need to
That
collect
makes
2.
sense. I knew the 3 key helps, but yeah, it just this is never stuck for me. Probably because I don't usually, even when I do play rando, I don't usually play non-keys modes. But thank you, that was a really good explanation. Oh, maybe that ether was here in GT and we both just missed it. Yeah,
Yep,
there it
right
was.
here. Okay. So yeah, it's a Samaria hunt on both sides. No, BDI still needs to find that mirror.
I don't think we actually need the mirror. I could be mixed up though from not playing for a
No,
while.
you can go through go through Mire and open all the swamp doors, and then flood the dam, save and quit, and then go through Hera, which I think we have a small key for. So could also try to get lucky by just going to Hera, and then I don't believe, have we seen the Dark Cross item?
I don't think we've seen the castle at all, actually.
Yeah, that's what I
Or a
thought.
temple either.
Well, the relevant thing here would be inside the castle, to try and get lucky and have the key on Dark Cross. So you can get there from Hera to get an extra key, so you don't have to go through Mire.
Yeah, that is a good point, but it's not relevant to needing a mirror or not. To my knowledge, the mirror is not required for Swamp in this mode, unless I'm just forgetting something.
Well, you still need to unlock the doors in Swamp before you reset the dungeon ID. And you would need to do that with either Hera or Mire keys.
Yeah, I'm just saying that that doesn't require using the mirror at all. Because the mirror is for, flooding the dam, which can be done beforehand. I mean, you might have to make an extra trip if you're not using the Hera key, but it by no means should you need the mirror to do Swamp. I remember mirror being in Swamp before playing this mode.
No, I know you don't need the mirror. I'm saying that's the way you do it without the mirror.
My apologies. I misunderstood. You were saying, so BDI does not need the mirror.
Right. But, I mean, Malmo's life is definitely going to be easier. Like, it's a lot easier to get into Ice. It's a lot easier to reset your ID for Swamp. Easier to get into TR.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's just playing without the mirror, it just feels so awkward. A huge quality of life improvement to find that.
Yeah, so she's gonna get to do all this stuff a lot faster, and looks like BDI is attacking Castle right now. Or Malmo's going into Ice without the Cane of Samaria. How dare.
Well...
How is she gonna do this?
I'd imagine, with the Ice Palace bomb jump.
A bomb jump? You can't do a bomb jump in Ice Palace. You have to break the ice.
Except when your Cane of Samaria is in Ice Palace.
Well, then the seed's uncompletable. Now that's a thing that trips up a lot of, at least in no glitches, trips up a lot of players, that they never go into Ice Palace without Cane of Samaria. I think you're 1 pixel too low, Malmo. There we go.
Yeah, the only setup I learned for that is the particular bomb placement that gives you 2 pixels to stand on. So when other people do it, like I'm not sure if it's right or not until afterwards, because usually people are trying to do it really quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, what Malmo does a really good job of is like identifying when things aren't going to work, and like actually slowing down and making sure that it actually works on the first try rather than just letting it fail and having to set it up again. Like, she is a lot more willing than anybody I've ever seen to just sit there and select buffer until she gets it right.
Well, and with only having a few bombs to work with, especially.
Yeah, and that's probably not the last bomb jump we're gonna see. So definitely a good call there. Okay, I see why BDI is doing all of this. So he doesn't know that mitts are on Bombo's tablet. He doesn't have the mirror, and he doesn't have the flippers, so he has no way into Ice Palace right now. Oh, there is a dumb YBA, you're right.
Yeah.
We love dumb YBA.
I actually used to like that YBA, but yeah, it is dumb. It's just, because there's no like retry. You either drink the potion, or you hardlock, or you get it right.
I was looking at a fake flipper swim clip before, but I couldn't find the swamp or the slope that you needed to do. It doesn't mean it's impossible. I just
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can do it, but it's really gross because of all the enemies, and, you know, being that it's a fake flipper thing, you can't take damage.
What do you mean? Zeros have never gotten in anybody's way ever.
Well, I guess I'm just pretty unlucky.
How do I learn the IBA into ice? Usually I would say go to glitchmaps.muffins.dev, but I believe that was one of the ones that got bopped. So soon TM. Muffins and Malmo are working on getting the guides that got deleted back up, but it's a slow process.
Going back in for the pen gators is good on remembering that, and that it actually was an item.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you can search around the Discord for stuff. I'm getting bullied by the Bogart. Oh no. Yeah. So in the what is this called? Just ALTTPR glitch tournaments. Discord. You can probably use Discord search to search for stuff. I don't know. I haven't had a lot of great success with Discord search. Maybe it's gotten better since I tried to use it last.
It's pretty difficult, I would say.
Could also just be a skill issue. How did we get the mitts? Good question. I have no idea. She knows she doesn't need them. Or I guess she doesn't know that she doesn't need them.
The reason she got them is because Samaria could be behind the mids. Well, also it's on the way to this portal to Meyer. Could be another reason.
Yeah, so Meyer portal is pretty quick to get to when you have the mitts, so that probably makes it just worth it. Otherwise, you would have to, I don't know, probably super jump from Death Mountain, but I know Malmo hates that trick, so.
I like this play though. Like in general, the Meyer play, because Meyer, you know, it's a non-linear dungeon. If it's not a bad double dip if you have to come back. And if it's just here, then great. Oh, never mind. It's just in chain shops. It's a very funny game.
I love Zelda. And now BDI doesn't know what to do.
I feel like Turtle Rock usually has something in this mode, but it could be just.
So he did just go to Hookshot Cave and get the mirror. So I think that's go mode for him, and he's just trying to parse where, like, how to route.
Wait, hold on a second. Wait, do we have flippers? I don't think anyone has flippers.
Oh, we do need flippers. That's correct.
But I'm the no logic player. You're supposed to keep me honest here.
I mean, you can get most of the way to Argus without flippers.
Unfortunately, flippers cannot be in Swamp in this mode, but no, maybe one day.
I don't think so. Just because I don't think there's a huge outcry for fake clipper to be required in this mode. I wouldn't mind it, but that's just because I grinded the speedrun for 6 months.
I'm only kidding, of course. It wouldn't make sense at all for this mode, but nice sword in the cutscene chest from Malmo. Alright, so... Yeah, I was wondering what she was gonna do. It looks like we're gonna clip to other dungeons, then open up some doors. But she thought about the save and quit, I think.
So what would she be doing here? Just trying to look for Samaria in Swamp?
It could be just
I think we
opening
got
the door, I think, to get it out of the way so she doesn't have to do it later, would be my guess. And she can also get this big chest, which she skipped earlier. Of course, we knew it was nothing, but she did not know that. But Samaria... I mean, maybe? I don't know. It probably depends where flippers are, and also I honestly wasn't paying enough attention to the key layout in Mire. If there's a key on the boss in Mire, that means Samaria cannot be anywhere in Swamp. Because logically they expect you to use the third Mire Small to open the front door of Swamp.
Yeah, but we have regular access. Well, once we get flippers, we have regular access to Swamp, so I don't think that applies.
No, I mean it does apply, other than the first chest. Or unless the Swamp Small is vanilla, the 1 in 10 chance. Which we know that it's not.
Well, we know everything in Swamp is locked by flippers, right? So because we're only flippers away from accessing Swamp the right way, I don't think it. Well, okay, I guess you're right with the because the
No, but
vanilla
we're not
is not.
accessing it though without opening the door. So
Yeah,
we're only accessing the one chest if we have
no,
flippers.
the first chest is not guaranteed to be. No,
Exactly.
that's why we don't do right side BAs. All right, well, we're at full health now.
Well, I mean, you could, but you have to know if you're on the spot or not.
Yeah.
I love the fake flute to activate the real flute. Always a classic.
Oh, and we're still in Dark World, which is a good call from chat. So does that always happen if you fake flute from Dark World, you land in Light World?
Yes, correct. It puts you in the fake light world, actually. So that could, because it's
Okay.
only light world on that particular screen. But screen transition brings you back to the real dark world.
And then could you mirror to maintain your Light World state?
If you wanted to, yeah.
Okay. It's good to know.
Alright, BDI back for revenge against those knights.
Oh, you know what? I actually did know that because I saw our tracker, Mr. Buyer, did a bunch of timings for stuff, and one of them was a blue IVA into specifically for running to Ganon, and one of them was a blue IVA into Riverclip to Ganon Hole, and that involved going through fake light world back into dark world.
Nothing on the right side of GT.
BDI did not do Ice Armas, so we're gonna get to see some DLC screens here.
This room is so bad.
Yeah, it's not good. I try to avoid it as much as I can, but sometimes it's just not possible.
There is a trick to manipulate the firebar spawn so you can, like, get a smooth pattern, but I never remember what it is because, like, I mean, who goes to that room?
Yeah, I don't know about a manipulation. I just know that if you take it at a certain angle, you can angle away from the pit and iframe through the fire bar, and then your iframes actually carry you through the rest of it, so you don't need an invincibility item. Alright, hopefully this goes slightly better with the bow.
Yeah, I have to wonder if they forgot that they had Burna the first time or what concern was, but I'm sure they were not happy about it.
I don't think he wanted to drain his magic, but like, yeah, once you get into dire health like that, you kind of just have to turn it on. Oh, this is gonna take forever if you keep poking him.
Yeah, this is not
Gotta-
good. We're getting
You got a
Master
dash
Sword in.
poke. Yeah, there you go. You got a dash poke. It's literally the worst thing you can do is poke him with the tempered sword.
Well, nothing there, though.
Yeah, we already saw that on Balmo's side. It's just GT4, and now we're climbing. Okay.
I mean, flippers could be up there.
It could be. It's just not necessarily a play I usually see. Okay. Yeah. Oh, forgot tile room. Well, no, tile room has never burned anyone, especially not me in game 1.
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty dangerous to skip this check, even though it is slow, but having the big key already, it's kind of a trap you could fall into if you have the big key before you get to this room, because you know it's not in here.
Yeah, if I come into GT with Samaria, I just kind of commit my to tile room because I know I'm just never gonna want to do it, so I just do it to get it out of the way. Because I know this can be progression, but it just takes so long that I never really like. I always have better things to do.
Oh, never mind. The big key was there. What?
Oh, the big
Okay,
key
so
is
that means
there.
that means we have not seen the big chest, which also could have flippers.
I think that was a rare Sean Seed bleed. I thought we found the big key in DM room, but I guess not.
I just assume they know what they're doing because they're the ones playing.
No, you should never assume that the players know what they're doing.
Well, I mean, clearly they realized something was up. At least he didn't get all the way to the door before turning back here. But yeah, if the flippers are in the GT big chest, that is not very good for our runners.
Yeah, I think it's equally bad for both runners if flippers are in GT big chest because they both. Wait, has Malmo done right side? No, because she doesn't have
no,
Samaria.
exactly.
Yeah, so
Samaria is in
slightly
the
less
lovely,
bad.
yeah.
Slightly less bad for her, but like, who wants to run a GT big chest from right side? We already went through the, that right side room sucks.
But Malmo actually knows how to do that room, though. I know she does because she talks about the strat. I just don't remember what the strat is for that room. But
Yeah,
BDI
you
showing
turn
why
on.
you won't skip tile room, though, because it was forced to skip the big chest by not having the big key, unfortunately. And
Oh,
Malmo
I
is
guess.
doing everything else except TR because, you
I
know,
was gonna
why
say,
would
just
Mario
gonna
be in TR?
gotta pull ped before doing TR.
Well, I mean, I respect the commitment if it does get to that. So Mario in Chain Chomps is pretty ugly.
Pretty rare outside of entrance rando, I would say. But yeah, it's possible. It's kind of what's keeping BDI in the race at the moment.
See, so BDI has to go back to pod. Hasn't done ice.
Yeah.
And the big key in Meyer wasn't in a horrible location, I don't think. Because there was a sword in the big key chest. And having GT done is, you know, like 3.5, 4 minutes, you know, for the climb.
True, but it lengthens your run to Ganon, so you don't get that full benefit, I guess.
Well, we'll see if flippers are in this chest, then it was required to do this before Ganon. Or, well, I mean, before 7 crystals. Oh my god, it actually is.
Wow.
Well,
Okay,
this race
so
just
we've
got a lot
got...
more interesting.
Yeah. Wow.
So you're not getting that free Ganon warp in this seed.
Yeah, so... I don't know, no matter what Malmo does first... she's probably just gonna get distracted by it. It's all well and good to say, you know, just go in, loot TR, take Red Cane straight to GT and then climb, but like once she gets Red Cane, she's gonna wanna go to Meyer, right?
Hard to see a scenario where Malmo does not hundo the seed, based on what she's already done, I think. Because, are you really gonna climb... Well, because the big key's in tile room, so... Are you gonna do just tile room and not the rest of the right side? And...
No, absolutely not. No, there's no way you do that.
Yeah. So... That being the case... Well, that's...
Even though Malmo has still a couple of dungeon clears over BDI, she still has a lot of chests that she needs to open and a lot of places she needs to go. Whereas BDI is just going to be go moding all these dungeons.
Well, so they both have 4 dungeons left, if we're counting GT on Malmo's side. So they both have Swamp, and Mire, and Ice Palace, or not Ice Palace, sorry. Wait. Okay, well, sorry, but it is true though. They both have to do 4 dungeons, essentially. It's just different dungeons, other than Swamp and Mire.
Come on, BDI, toss the bird. Toss the bird. Yes, thank you. Love it.
So, in a dark cross-check from Malmo, she is definitely being thorough. Beyond thorough. Looks like we're gonna get that TR play, though.
Yeah, I don't think she's done, front of escape either. Okay, but she
actually,
is...
that might be the one thing she doesn't do, then.
Yeah. Well, I guess it depends, right? Like whoever calls that progression on the climb, right?
I mean, I feel like it's somewhat, reasonable to expect that in HMG. Like, it's not quite the cross keys where, like, it's always the climb, but...
It's always the climb unless it's not the climb.
I mean, except for the time when you rush the climb, then there's nothing there,
Right,
right?
yeah.
Oh, it was a Godmire. I couldn't remember where the big key was precisely.
Yeah, I knew it was early on. Yeah, so Malmo gonna get Kane, but like... I don't even know if there's an item left in Meyer or not. That might actually help her. There isn't.
Well, if there is, it would have to be on the boss, because she did everything else. And she has to do the boss anyway, so it's whatever.
Yeah, but going back to the front of escape thing, like, I think I agree with you that, like, Malmo is just never going to do front of escape, because even if, like, it's still a better play to climb, because you have to climb anyway, and it's 4 items versus 3. So...
Yeah, because what you would do is you climb, and if flippers aren't there, then you mirror, and then you do escape after that.
yeah.
But it's not going to get that far in this case. And she already opened the front door of Swamp, which BDI probably is going to do right now, because we're at Meyer. Or, never mind, we're leaving.
Yeah, so I know BDI came from no glitches, and I also came from no glitches, and I feel like, especially whenever I'm in go mode, I just kind of want to do things normally, because it's fast enough. Oh, are we...
Well,
are
there's
we
no
doing
key in the front of Swamp, though, so there is no normal for getting into Swamp.
Yeah, I guess so.
As we saw, Malmo opened the chest. The
Or...
small key for Swamp was behind the bomb wall. The second check in Swamp, if you're coming in the front. Okay, their plan is to use the Hera key, so this is fine.
Yeah.
And actually faster than doing... I just
I
didn't
was
remember
just-
if they still had it or not.
I was just wondering if, like, why they were flooding the dam there. I guess it doesn't super matter, because it's still 2 screens either way. You just have 2 warp transitions versus, like, walking transitions.
Yeah, maybe just used to doing it without the mirror from their practice seeds. I don't know. Although, interestingly though, it's just slight correction to that. You actually have to mirror... Well, it's actually 3 times, because you go from
'Cause
fake
you'll be
world to
in-
real world, and then... So... I don't know which is actually faster, but I don't think it's a huge difference, though.
I mean, the extra saving quit is the slowest part of that. It's like 12 seconds.
Yeah.
It's like 2 of those warps plus a little bit.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. I think so. It could have saved time by just using the mirror.
I don't know about save time. If it is a time save, it's very small. If someone in chat knows, then feel free to correct me. Or I can Foxless time it myself.
I think you're right, because saving and quitting is, it's longer than it looks, because, you know, title screen, all that.
Yeah, and that's like some of the time that people take for granted. Like people just kind of think, oh, a save and quit is part of the game, and just don't worry about the time loss. And screen transitions fall into that too. Like people don't realize how much time extra screen transitions cost.
Oh, believe me, I know. But I know you're talking generally,
Yeah.
but as
No,
someone who
you're.
used to walk back and forth trying to do YBAs when I was learning to play this game,
Oh yeah.
your time goes down the drain quite quickly.
I think screen transitions are slightly faster on fast ROM, but yeah, it's not that much faster.
So it looks like Malmo's. I'm guessing Malmo's still ahead. Or I don't know. It's pretty close.
Malmo
It's pretty close.
still needs to climb GT.
Oh, never mind. You're right. Sorry, I forgot GT. Never mind. The BDI's ahead. I was just thinking about the crystals. My mistake. Forgot all about that. Yeah, she didn't even get the flippers yet. Sorry, I'm just daydreaming over here. Yeah, BDI absolutely is in the lead here. Oops.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I don't think it's particularly close. Uh-oh. BDI didn't fix his world. See, that's the other reason to just use the mirrors, because then your world would be prefixed, and you can just go and mirror wrap after Swamp.
Yep.
Oh no. Bombing yourself when you're already on the right pixel?
I didn't see that it was the right pixel, but there's definitely
I'm
a
fairly...
lenient setup to, like, hop on the edge. You don't need to bomb yourself.
Yeah, and again, like I just came from a 6-month RMG grind, so like I'm used to just sword buffering that and just kind of YOLOing the hardlock hallway, but I guess I shouldn't expect other people to do that.
No, I'm in the same situation as you. We take for granted a lot of the stuff that you pick up, like, from playing the vanilla game. Like, setting up that mirror app would be an example.
Did BDI not do the bomb clip?
Nope.
Oh. Okay, well that is surprising, because that can be required. So, and it's also, like, I think a full minute faster? If I remember from RMG.
I don't know about a minute, but it is faster.
I remember when I was learning it, like I would do the speedrun without it, And then when I started doing it, I was saving like 50, 60 seconds. Now, like, some of that is probably just naturally getting better, but I think it's significantly faster.
Yeah, it's definitely faster. um, Malmo did the same thing as BDI, going upstairs and then realizing that didn't have the big key.
Yeah, well, you can't really blame them, right? Because like you have one check left in the entire basement. You just kind of assume you picked up the big key somewhere.
Well, she has 5, but I mean, I'm
Oh,
not
I see.
trying to rag on them. It's
Yep.
much easier to sit here and watch and point out things that you see than to actually be the one racing.
Yeah, and like you saw she wanted to go for the climb, but then like look at the tracker. Oh, I don't have the big key, so let's just go do this stuff first.
I mean, I just thought it was cool that they both did it. It was...
Yeah, no, it is a funny coincidence. Okay, PDI running, I believe, to Ganon. Yep, just lit up that 7th crystal. Right. Well, this is game 1 of a best of 3, so stay tuned for future matchups in this series.
Yeah, yeah, if I was BDI, I would, obviously assuming no catastrophe, but like I would feel really good about this because like Malmo is like the inventor of this mode, so like BDI relatively much less experienced. So you definitely want this kind of buffer going into game 2. Everyone's favorite boss here, playing Motu.
Yeah, a lot easier with silvers. I'm a little low on magic. I'm not sure what her potion situation is, but she seemed to not want to use magic on fire rod shots, especially having butter sword. So I can definitely understand. Even if she has potions, she doesn't want to use them because they're slow.
It was just the one went to the right, and then the other was a short hop. It's just like that fight's just rude.
Yeah, if you there's a way to do it so that the hops don't matter too much. But yeah, that's still a rough pattern. Yeah, I guess the hint was Ice Palace.
Oh. Good question.
I'm just spitballing because somebody in chat said, "Is it Ice Palace Big Chest?" That's pretty much the only thing we didn't check. I was gonna make a joke about seeing a Moldarm bounce, but obviously we can't do that because our go mode's here. Alright, get your GG's got for BDI, who is going across the bridge first. Malmo just entered go mode.
Yeah, I think Malmo actually has the silvers, or maybe not. I just find it hard to believe that she would have left something behind in Ice Palace, especially because she went back in. But I don't know.
If she has the silvers, they're not equipped.
Oh yeah, you're right. The HUD. I don't know. I guess we'll ask her about it if she remembers or counted like the items.
We are joined by Malmo. GG.
Hello.
GG.
Hello. Thanks for
Hello.
GG.
So yeah, how often is progression on the climb? Because I've definitely played it a lot and never had it pay out.
I mean, it was fine. That's not the thing that was bad about this seed. Yeah, I don't know, I just did everything except the escape and iced tea room and here a basement.
And we are also joined by our first place finisher, BDI. GG.
GG's.
GG. Did you pull ped?
No, I did not. What was on ped?
I did not think so. Nothing. What do you think?
Okay.
Not even silvers.
The silvers were ice.
Iced tea room.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
No, in ice somewhere. I didn't open anything.
It would have
in
been ice. It would have been iced tea room. Yeah,
Okay.
because I made a mistake. When you do ice without cane, you're supposed to steal a key. And if you want to know why, go ahead and watch back my part of the race where I don't steal the key and get punished. But that's fine because it wasn't the cane.
Well, our apologies for not picking up on that.
Oh, it's fine. It's I don't think there was really a way for me to win the seed because even if like I was just not gonna do TR early. That I don't do that. It's just not a thing in my vocabulary.
I guess that's a question for you, BDI. Like, you went to Dark Mountain, and then after getting the mirror, you just went straight into TR. What directed you there?
To be honest, why not direct me there? Like, add the mirror. So it adds one extra with the mirror for.
The reason why
its
not is
name?
it orphans catfish. If it didn't orphan catfish, I would do it a lot more.
I believe he had already done catfish at that. Or no, he went back for it later.
I think with the mirror you can take the TR portal and then do catfish, right?
Yeah.
After
Yeah, you can.
getting the two that you can check.
Yeah, you can run out the
Wait.
front and mirror.
well,
and-
That depends
Open
on
the
the cane
portal.
being there, which, you know, that never happens. Like, you have to go in and then find the cane, and then walk out the front.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
true. I didn't think of that.
I mean, it would have been fine in the seed, right?
Well, that's what I ended up doing. I think I finished TR, then did catfish.
We saw that you had a bit of a reaction when you found the cane. You just kind of a little bit of like visually like trying to decide what to do.
No, I was just frustrated.
Or no, I meant for
Oh,
BDI.
BDI. Oh, well, you
BDI,
must have
yeah.
been happy.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I ended
a
up
high
mirroring
moment
by
for you.
mistake as well. I think I mirrored by mistake, so I had to take Paradox Cave up and take the TR portal to get back in from the front.
Oh no.
yeah.
Or-
The key layout was not friendly for that either. You would have to like you have to do that because you didn't have the big key yet, and then there are no small keys in the front.
Yeah, I ended up mirroring out, going through the front, getting the big key and the 2 items, and then doing the mirrorless to get to the back.
All right. Well, GG's to both of you. You both showed me some things that I probably need to learn, but we'll forget about in the morning. So, yeah, thanks for running. Game 2 sometime? Question mark.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
We haven't scheduled yet. We're scheduling live.
What day is tomorrow? Tomorrow's the weekend. I can probably do tomorrow.
Oh, it's a weekend for you. Yeah, I guess that would be like your Saturday morning.
Yeah,
Same time?
that would work.
Let me see if it's bumping up against anyone else. Looks like it's not, actually.
That works for
It would
me.
be right after Mr. Buyer Amerith, which is perfect. So, and those races tomorrow have channels already. So if you want to volunteer to help out with the HMG tournament at 3 p.m. Eastern, we have Duden versus Leaf on SpeedGaming 2, and at 8 p.m. Eastern, we have Mr. Buyer versus Amerith, and we might be having me versus BDI right after that at 10 p.m.
Yeah, and if you want to sign up for comms, no experience necessary. Just let your co-com guide you through the seed. Ask questions, because I guarantee there are people in the audience that have the same questions that you do.
And in addition to tomorrow, I just wanted to say, all weekend we have many games on the schedule. Looks like all day Saturday, from 11 a.m. Eastern until 4 p.m. Eastern. There are games scheduled on Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, Sunday there are 3 games almost at the same time. Oh boy. And then Monday and Tuesday there is a game at 3 p.m. Eastern as well. So lots of hybrid major glitches action.
All right. Well, my bed is calling me, so have a good night, everybody. Thanks for coming with me, JD. Thank you for tracking Mr. Buyer, and of course, give our runners a follow. Malmo's stream usually involves bear cams, which are really fun to watch, and BDI, you're streaming a little too late for me, so I'm sorry I can't plug you.
Harsh. Okay, well, congratulations again to BDI and GG to Malmo. Thanks to everyone for watching. See you next
Bye.
time.